Okay. So next year, the Centre in States will spend rupees 13.7 lakh crore as capital expenditure. By any account, it's a phenomenal number. Capacity utilization in the manufacturing sector is at about 72%. My question is, when do you think that the private sector will enter this virtuous cycle of capital spending?
They are in it already, I would think.
There has been a minor uptick.
But I've been explaining this. I'm not sure if industry is explaining it as much, but I read it. So I keep read it in the sense my inferences based on the kind of discussions which happen. India's industry, the old India industry as well as the new, which is the IT related industry, software and so on, both old India industry and this, are transitioning also with the energy related matters, are transitioning also in the way in which their shop floors are operated. So the investment that they make is not to create one more unit of what they already have. The investment that they have to make, and therefore the conscious decision that they have to take, will now also look at not just expanding existing capacity the way it is, but also looking at bringing high technology, Web3, robotics, 3D printing and so on. So that together with moving towards more renewable energy use, making a green product of what they are making. For instance, steel industry is facing huge barriers in Europe. Now, their business of having to invest and expand now would be not to just produce more steel, but to produce green steel. So the investment there has three new dimensions which have never been into consideration earlier. Invest and produce green, produce also with the efficiencies of technology. So all this, when comes into play, when your decision making is being done, does take time and more resources. So I would want to give that advantage for India's private sector, that yes, their process is going to be somewhat more complicated in terms of taking the decision, but I think the atmosphere is conducive for that on all grounds, technology, green and so on.